What's up, y'all? It's Bishop Snow out here in Portland, Oregon. About to get ready for my show on a Real Recognized Real tour. Right here with DJ Inferno, the Rhythm and Flow podcast. And this is it.
There's a party in the hood and it's going up. There's a party in the hood and it's going up. There's a party in the hood and they know what's up. There's a party in the hood and they know what's up. There's a party in the hood and it's going up. There's a party in the hood and it's going up. There's a party in the hood.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Inferno with the Rhythm and Flow, and we are here in Portland, Oregon at the Hawthorne Theater, and I'm with my guy Bishop Snow. Bishop, how you doing, brother?
Good. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor to be here. It's a blessing to be here. You know, to travel and see other places, you know, for music. It's cool. It's a blessing. Man.
So, I mean, let's get into it. We're here, Portland, the Real Recognized Real tour.
Yep.
First stop.
Yep.
I mean, how you feeling right now?
Good. Confident. You know, it's been a very, very busy month getting to this. Very busy few months, honestly. But I'm good. I'm happy. I'm grateful, and you know, I'm just ready to grind and make it happen. Show the world what I'm capable of. Showcase my abilities.
Yeah. And I've been tapped in with you for a little bit, but I don't know too much of the history. So is this your first solo headlining tour?
Yes. This is my first solo headlining tour. 4 years into my career. It's funny, a memory just popped up on Facebook that 4 years ago today, or 4 years ago on February 20th was my first ever performance. Oh. So it's 4 years into it, I'm able to, I'm blessed with the opportunity to do this and go on the road. So yeah, this is my first headlining tour. This is it. You know, I've been on the road before, but this is my first time headlining.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still early. This is day one of the tour, but yeah. I mean, you traveled this morning. We were kind of talking about it off camera, but has there been anything that it was like, oh, this is what I expected tour to be like, or not expected tour to be like?
I think maybe just the exhaustion and the mental preparation and really just making sure that I'm mentally prepared in the best ways possible. This is kind of what everything has kind of been what I expected it to be like. Up to the travel, waking up at 5 a.m, packing my stuff last second because I was getting my hair braided till 10:30 last night. And then, packing up at 5, driving to LA, being on the road every second. I had 20 minutes to sit down in the hotel room and then come here and really just chill and relax. So, and then really just preparation for the performance. So I think so far, but I mean, then again, I have a performance on Saturday in the Bay. So there's more road to travel. There's more to do. So really it's just I have more terrain to really go through and see what it's like. But, it's first day, it's everything I can imagine.
No, absolutely. And you said you haven't performed in Portland before, so what are you expecting?
I mean, I'm expecting to see what it's like, how the crowd is receptive of my music. Just looking through the stats through streaming platforms. I have listeners up here. I have an audience, which is crazy to me. That my music is able to reach other places other than Oceanside. I'm very, very blessed with these opportunities, but I just really want to see how I'm able to interact with the crowd and how I can get better. I use every performance as practice to get better and see what I can perform on, what areas I can get better in. And today I really just want to see how the Pacific Northwest listens to my music and how they react and how lively they could get. You know what I mean? So it's an opportunity for me to get better and for them to enjoy my music.
No, absolutely, man. So I want to take a step back. Let's kind of talk about how you even got into music, because I'm sure people that know you, rock with you, they know your story.
Yeah.
But our platform, we're here based out of Portland, the Pacific Northwest. So maybe for our viewers that don't know how you got started, maybe talk about that journey into music.
Yeah, I mean, music's been a part of my life since as far back as I can remember. My mom cleaned the house listening to music, drove around listening to music. So I mean, there was a display of CDs in her room, and she had 300 CDs from everything from Leonard Skinner to Led Zeppelin to Jefferson Airplane, hopping over to Erykah Badu's Live, you know what I mean? Everything, literally. Michael Jackson albums. There's a little bit of everything. Pac albums, Pac's greatest hits, Ready to Die by Biggie. So music's always been a part of my life. But, and my mom sang as well. So, taking that love for music that she had and growing with it, and then eventually using it as my own way to really express myself, that was kind of how it's always been. And then, after, 10 or more years of running around in the streets and living a life that, I talk about in my music. I had a son and I, decided to settle down and really just, focus on my craft. And I started it at, 25 years old. I started with Mad Strange and really just put my foot on the gas and, decided to really go at it full force. And, I've been able to do it, for this long and, have some things go my way,
So I feel like I've seen, and there's a lot of stories of artists similar of like, they were in the streets not doing the right things. They turned to music. What was that turning point for you? Was there like a specific moment or a situation where you're like, this is not for me, or I know music can get me further?
There was a few. From the second my probation got terminated, to the times that, I was on drugs, that I was, carrying a pistol and getting sober off drugs and eventually, getting off alcohol, not drinking anymore. There was numerous times, there was numerous times that, I've had realizations like that to where like people around me are getting shot or getting shot at. I have investigations being brought up on me. I'm in the system, you know what I mean? Like there's just numerous times, but the more that it went on, it was kind of just like, look, I need to realize it, I need to figure it out. And then ultimately, like I said, my son being born was a big turning point for me, because it made me change. So it was like I realized that I needed to move better to be a better father, and through teaching my son I learned a lot. And then through chasing my dreams, I was able to learn a lot as well about myself, about, what it's like to really just give something your all 100% of the time. And no matter how tired you get, just keep going, So there was a lot of turning points. But there was a lot of bad that was followed with a lot of good.
Yeah. And I feel like in most people's lives, you have to go through the bad to get to the good.
Exactly.
As fucked up as that sounds, but like everyone's bad is different too, But it's cool that you were able to kind of see that what you were doing was not gonna get you down the right path, and like music will. So kind of talking about that, what was? So I said like the turning point, but like was there a specific song or video or like clip on Instagram and you're like, oh, like this music shit can really like take me somewhere? Like was it like getting X amount of views or like maybe a label reached out or something like that?
Yeah. So from the start, my team basically was telling me that we needed to push it through social media, the music, and through Reels. This is when Reels started really popping off, and TikTok was already going. So from the get-go, it was like I need to push it through the social media, and I understood that. I mean, I didn't understand it at first because I was like, okay, Instagram's cool, but I don't want a TikTok. Like, I wasn't used to having social media. I'm used to being a hermit in that sense and not having social media and maneuvering how I maneuver because it brings too much attention through social media. And so when we first started, a few of the clips that I was posting, when I started adding words and stuff like that, like I was using not CapCut, but there was another like editing thing that I learned to put the words on myself. And then it was a video of Loyal to the Game, which is one of the songs off my second project that I dropped, and that was back in 2022. And Loyal to the Game got like 500,000 views on TikTok and Instagram. Like, it worked, you know what I mean? The lighting was good, the words helped, like it was cool. It was just like a 10-second clip, and that really started pushing it out there. And then it got to the point that me and my manager were shooting reels every day, like every day, 5 to 10 songs we were shooting every day, and I was just posting every day. And so, I started getting an audience and people started hearing it. And with it came haters, but that's with anything. If you don't got haters, you're not doing nothing right.
100%.
And so, I just continued to push it. And then The Truth had a really simple chorus: just I ride, I hang, I bang. 10 seconds of that got like 4 million on one video and like 8 million on another, 8 billion views on another video, just millions of views. You know what I mean? And then we started learning more about what worked and what didn't work, how to edit certain videos, shorter form content, worked. And so it was like I was just pushing that. And the millions of views got me, luckily 350K followers on Instagram and now 420 on TikTok, and within the time that I've been doing it. So it's cool, but I've been doing it every day for years, and just self-promotion, you know what I mean? If you don't promote yourself, nobody else will. Yeah. So you really just have to stay consistent with that, and that's really been the bread and butter. But I'm finding other ways to promote myself too, so whatever ways I can, and using the tour as another way to promote myself. So I'm just full-time grind.
Absolutely. How do you stay consistent with posting every day? Like, what does it really take, or what do you have to do? Scheduling, team, talk about that a little bit.
Just discipline and the want to get better and be better and to really be heard. You know what I mean? The way that I think about it is, there's a lot, like I said before, if you don't promote yourself, nobody else will, but there's still billions of people out there that have not heard of me. So even if I'm reaching the same audience, there might be a video that blows up even more, and other people will hear about me, and then my audience grows, and then more tours come, and then it's like more streams come. So I just want to get my music to the people that need to hear it and want to hear it. And so there's a drive with that. There's a want for to get better, obviously. And so it's just really just discipline and consistency. I go to the gym every day, and I have a workout routine, and I apply that same work ethic to writing, not only writing, but with posting too. I gotta stay consistent with it. I'm not gonna get better by being complacent or being stagnant. You know what I mean? I need to be better in all areas. So if the editing gets better, the music gets better, and the performances get better, then I'm well-rounded as an artist, and that's really what I aim for.
Yeah, no, and that's important. I feel like in today's dynamic of music, social media goes hand in hand. A lot of artists, you can't truly build a fan base or really be seen without having some type of social media presence. One thing I want to talk about, what's your music recording style? Are you going to the big studio? You doing it at the crib? How are you recording your music?
So the independent label that I work with, they built me my own studio at their shop. So I have my own room that I go to with a TV, and you know what I mean, other computers, so that way if my son comes with me, he can watch YouTube on TV. Or on the computer. I have my own room that I'm able to just chill in, you know what I mean? And so, my recording style, I write outside of the studio most of the time. If I can write in the studio, if I can stand being there, you know what I mean? And really just lock in on that without too much going on around me, then I'll do that. But if I have several songs ready, then I'll go to the studio and record them. I'll get some in and out, go watch NBA highlights, you know what I mean, kick it for a little bit, and then really just get myself locked into where okay, it's go mode, you know what I mean?
Is it just you, or you got the homies, you got some girls?
Nah, I just be with me.
It's just you?
Just by myself. I in essence, I like being alone. I'll go kick it with the homies sometimes, and I'll go out, which I really haven't even, honestly, lately. I've really just been kind of in my own headspace. But yeah, most of the time I'm just in there by myself, just chilling. You know what I mean? I like my own company. I like being alone sometimes because if I'm not surrounded by the family or the homies, then I'm just by myself. Yeah. Or most of the time I have my son with me. Dropping him off at school, picking him up at school, and trying to get done what I can in between that time. Going to the gym, writing music later in the day, and recording. If not, I'm by myself most of the time. So I honestly, I just be chilling. Yeah.
What? So you said you write songs mostly outside of the studio.
Yeah.
Where does that inspiration come? Is it just life lessons or
Yeah, it's a mix. I go through a different process than I did in the past. My writing process is ever changing. So now it's basically at a point where I want to grow as an artist and get my pen game right, and be well-rounded as a writer. So if I'm writing, then I want to touch on more subjects that I've been through or that people relate to, instead of it being so repetitive about just the streets and stuff like that. So I experience life, and then I write based off of my experiences that I'm going through currently or things that I've been through in the past. But I really just try and venture out and have more song subjects to write about. And then, I talk about my thoughts or the things that I go through, or if it's storytelling, then I tell a story. It varies. It varies on what I'm talking about and what I'm going through at the time. But yeah, right now I've just been so busy trying to get ready for tour and stuff that I've kind of been, just kind of scatterbrained in a sense. So I haven't, you know what I mean? It's the creativity comes and goes.
Yeah.
So
have you ever relied on a song just because it's rhymed or sounded good?
I mean, with the storytelling, you know what I mean? It comes and goes, you know what I mean? So most of the storytelling does, it is the truth, you know what I mean? It's things that I've been through. Sometimes it can get, you know what I mean, exaggerated with like certain house parties I talk about or whatever the case. But I mean, I try and be as authentic as possible as far as what I talk about. I don't really like reaching and talking about things that I really have never gone through. You know what I mean? It's just, like I said, it just doesn't feel authentic to me.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of artists that rap cap, but I mean, it works for some people. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I like the true, authentic, and like you said, it maybe exaggerate a little bit, but it still comes from an authentic place.
You can. I mean, if it works with the storytelling or what you're talking about. But I mean, if I'm over here talking about diamonds and jewelry all the time, I don't even wear jewelry.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not gonna get me nowhere. You know what I mean? Personally, it just doesn't do anything for me. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. Or if I'm not drinking or smoking at the time, if I'm going through like a sober time, then I'm not gonna talk about drinking and smoking as much either. But there is a lot in my songs that I have done and gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, so kind of bouncing off that of like storytelling and things you've gone through, have you ever been like, or I guess what's the craziest performance you've ever done? And when I say craziest, maybe just like it didn't go right or like something bad happened. Like, have you had any like sketchy performances in your career?
Yeah. I've had like I said earlier, I use every performance as like a learning, you know what I mean, curve. So even like to now, like with my preparation for the performance, like up until I'm performing, like I'm studying my music, remembering every lyric, thinking of what I can do to add more emotion to the song and to my performance, based off of my performances before. You know what I mean? And I've had performances that I messed up, or I've had too much on my mind in other places, and then it like kind of veers me off, and I'm not even thinking about the song while I'm performing it, so I'm not really giving it my all. So it's really just been trial and error. But I mean, I feel like that's with anything in my career. But really, it's just preparation. You know what I mean, and making sure that I'm as prepared as possible. Not getting too drunk before, you know what I mean, performances, or now I'm not even drinking. You know what I mean, like. We got whatever we got in here, and I'm just, you know what I mean, sober. And making sure that I'm good. So, and talking to the crowd and being more interactive with the crowd. Like I said, it's really just been trial and error. I've been performing for 4 years now, so I see what can work and what can potentially not work. So it's really just trying to get better with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, like you said, I think with time, you kind of learn. It's like an athlete, like working out. It's repetition, reps.
Exactly.
Getting your form right, getting your style on the stage. So kind of bouncing off that, like you're about to hit 4 or 5 other cities on tour. Is there a specific one that you're like excited for? That you're like, oh, I can't believe I'm performing in X city? Or
I mean, I've been equally as excited for each of them, because say I've never been to Portland, I've never been to Denver, so now I'm going to these places because of music. Interacting with crowds that I've never interacted with before. It will be my first time performing in Phoenix or Mesa, Arizona. It will be my first time performing in the Bay, which I love the Bay. You know what I mean? I'm excited equally for all of them. I feel like the LA one is going to be kind of crazy, just based off of the lineup and the venue. I'm really excited to be at the Echo.
That's a great venue.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool. San Diego's going to be dope because of the lineup. Really, those ones I have like close homies of mine that are going to be like with me, you know what I mean? People that I've worked with, made music with, in these venues that, I've performed at before, but I've never headlined at these venues before. So I'm very, very excited to be at all of them, and to be able to like really just be on the road and balance everything that I'm able to balance. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm excited more for some more than others, but I'm just excited to be on the road and be able to do this. So
It's got to be a crazy feeling, right? Like
Yeah.
coming to a city you've never been in, and
Yeah.
there's gonna be people out there
Yeah.
singing your songs word for word,
Yeah,
like rocking
yeah.
with you, like.
Yeah, it's cool, man, and I'm definitely, it's definitely, more preparation, more of a battle, you know what I mean, and like I said, just making sure that I'm really locked in on what I need to be focused on and making sure that I'm giving my best performance.
Yeah, absolutely. And besides tour, like, is there any music, videos, like anything that's coming on the horizon that you want us to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be shooting the second I touch back down, so I'm planning music videos for songs unreleased. I'm playing with a lot of different project names right now. I got, project covers in mind, you know what I mean? So I'm getting back to that creative style because the project, I mean, it's ready. I'm waiting for some features to come back, but really, I mean, I'm ready to start dropping, you know what I mean? Start flooding, and really just stay consistent with the writing so that way I get better at it. Like I said, I'm trying to get better on my pen game and really just give my all to being creative and trying new things and whatever I can. So the music and the content's gonna be dropping, and as soon as tour's done, I plan to just really just focus on being well-rounded in other areas, starting a clothing brand, getting in the workout industry more so, and whatever I can do to be better.
Yeah.
So,
What's your take on like singles versus albums? Like, do you just drop albums, just singles? Like, do you like one more than the other?
I do both. I mean, I can't really say I have an opinion on it because had I had a better understanding of it, I probably would have started different and dropped as many singles as I could. I would have had a different approach as opposed to just dropping a project straight out the gate. But I mean, I dropped 3 projects my first year. So it was like, the first one in January, an EP in March, and then another full-length project that was actually like, had good production in September. And then, following up with another EP that following March. So, really just once I started dropping projects, it's like, okay, let's just keep dropping projects. Dropping projects the more I do it, it could be a little bit more stressful because I'm trying to get better instead of just dropping the same thing and being, having the same sound every single time or how I could be better. So I really don't have too much of an opinion on it, but I mean, the single needs to be well thought of. It needs to have a music video. It needs to be pushed, and it just needs to be a good song followed by even better songs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really have too much of an opinion on it, but if it works for you, it works for you. Some people came in the game with singles. Some people came in just dropping projects.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who really came in dropping singles that was like out the gate. But I mean, or you could be like Larry June and have a plethora of projects that you know what I mean? So everyone's approach is different. But at the same time, if you can drop singles consistently before you drop a project and really hype it up, then do that too, So.
And I think something that you've touched on this whole interview is just like learning, like you test stuff like with the reels, you figured out shorter form works better, the length, the format, the editing style. So I think it's just kind of like learning what works for you and knowing that what works for you might not work for others or vice versa, just if you see someone dropping hella singles, maybe that doesn't work for you as an artist, What would you give, what's one piece of advice you would give yourself when you first started? Now that you've kind of been 4 years in the industry, you kind of have some, traction under your belt, what have you learned?
I would say remain open to learning, stay consistent as much as you can, really pour everything that you have into it, make sure that you're getting better as an artist and your writing ability. I would say understand the branding, grow your branding, and just be as well-rounded as an artist as you can be, and really just balance. Find that balance with everything, with content creation and family and writing, and live your life, but understand that you need to work too, and really just give 100%, 110% of what you got to everything you do. So that's what I would tell myself. In the beginning, it was a lot of like, fucking around, but once I really like understood that, the more I give to it, you can't cheat the grind. The grind is gonna, the work is gonna show, So once I understood that, then it was like, I need to be in here just making it happen all the time. So, just don't get distracted, Distractions, they're gonna be thrown your way, but if you can focus and maintain that focus, then sky's the limit.
Absolutely, man. That's great advice, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much my last question. Is there anything like any shout outs, people, or anything like last minute you want to give to the people?
Man, I mean, shout out to my whole team. Shout out to Matt Strange for helping me get this far. Shout out my homies, Mike, Ray, Manny, Masoke, Andres, Daniel, Arnold, everybody, the whole team, my fam, my son Giovanni, man, everybody, it takes a village, man, and it's a lot, and I love everybody that's part of it. We all really just pitch in how we can and really try and make it happen. So, you know what I mean? Shout out the whole city of Oceanside, the east side, everywhere, let's continue to make it happen. And all the artists that really just gave me a chance and worked with me from the beginning that, they didn't have to work with me, you know what I mean? And they gave me a chance and we were able to make something great. So, shout out to them, shout out to everybody, and, thank you for our opportunities,
Yeah, no, for sure, man, and I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me for this interview today. And,
thank you for having me, bro.
We wish you nothing but continued success. Excited to see you rock the stage in Portland. And where can the people find you on social?
You find me on all social media: Instagram @BishopSnow_, TikTok @BishopSnow, Bishop Snow on YouTube. You can find me on anything. As far as my music, all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, everywhere. My music's everywhere. So, give it a listen and hopefully you like it.
Yes, sir, man. Make sure y'all go tune in. Again, this is DJ Inferno, the Rhythm and Flow podcast. We got our guy Bishop Snow. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah.
And we'll see y'all on the next one. Let's go.
Yeah.